Hey everybody, this is Chrissy, and I thought I would come on today and kind of like just talk about dogs, just in general. One thing like I've noticed is I'm seeing a lot more in like online stories or like just where I'm from. But I'm seeing like a lot of dogs running loose and like coming up and either attacking people or attacking other animals like other like dogs or cats or anything like that. And I just don't understand like why, like if you own a dog, just be in control of the dog. And like if you have a dog that is a little bit more aggressive, say, like definitely like take it to a trainer and like get some help with it. And if it like comes down to it, like get a muzzle for it at least. And that goes for like any breed of dog that like definitely like could hurt another animal or a person. Like it doesn't like matter what breed the dog is. Like in my opinion, if the dog is mean and has bit or like will like attack or like anything like that, it definitely should have a muzzle on. Um, but like I just don't understand it, and it's just so frustrating to me because like so many, and then like you hear, well, like they're an animal, they need to like run free and okay, like I agree with that to a point. And in my opinion, I think a dog shouldn't. I mean, I know my opinion probably doesn't really matter, but like I have to make a video because like I keep replaying it in my head. But in my opinion, like if you have a dog and you want them to like run loose or like run around and play and like be like free like that, um, and I don't care like how well behaved the dog is because you also have to think of another dog out there that could attack your well behaved dog. Like in my opinion, you should like may like go to like a dog park or like somewhere fenced in and let them run around loose and let them like play with other dogs or anything like that. And like I just don't understand it. And there's like been so many times where I'm walking my two dogs and somebody will open up like their car door and dogs come like running out or like they open up their house door and they come running out, and I don't understand. Like I understand accidents can happen, like I get that, but make sure, I mean, I know I do, like every time, like if somebody's at the door or like if I'm going to be stepping out and I'm not taking them, I always make sure they're not like right at the door, that they can come out. And even at that, where I am, there's also a little gate, so like they're not gonna like run out. They're only like on a porch anyhow if they did come out. But like I'm always like making sure like the dogs are back and I pull the door shut before like they can come out. And I just don't understand like why more people aren't in control of their own dog. And I might like have some people, if they watch this video, they might come at me and be like, well, they're a dog, they need to, and you need to train them. And yes, okay, train them, but whatever happened to just having the leash on the dog? Especially there's laws like where I am that the dog is supposed to be on leash or like on a harness. Have the dog on a leash or on a harness. And if you want like to, I mean, like just the other day, there's dogs just staying in the yard before they went into their back fenced in yard, and they're saying they're loose, and it is dark out, and like they're like just luckily we seen them and we like turned and we like moved away from it, you know what I mean? And luckily those dogs didn't see us coming. And I just don't understand, like if I right now had a fenced in yard and I was taking my dogs out to go into the fenced in yard, I would have them on a leash and collar or like their harness, walk them to the backyard and let them go, you know what I mean? I wouldn't let them like out loose and wait for me to go and unlock the gate and let them in. Like, why would you do that? Or like if you're in a car And yes, okay, you can train your dog, well, not to run out of the car and wait for you to, like, say, okay, come on, but just put a leash on the dog. I mean, I've seen so many people open up their car doors and like the dog will like run out and like somebody's like walking another dog, and that could scare the dog walking and might turn into a fight. Like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Or like I've seen other ones and their dog like is just coming right out across the street, and like there's been like I just don't understand it. Like, if you have a dog, just be smart about it. Don't when I mean, I've seen dogs that are well behaved and well trained and you'd swear they're like walking on a leash, but then when you look up like the laws for like where you live, like I'm talking about like for myself especially, they're like you're to have your dog on a leash or on a harness. So why is it fine for them to walk their dog like off leash, but for the rest of the people, like it's not? It doesn't make sense to me. And then, like on top of it, it makes it even worse when it's a dog that like you don't know is kind of mean or not. And even like if the dog is on a leash, and like make sure you have good control of it, because I mean, anything could happen. Like, I understand that. I mean, I think I might have said about before in a video on here that I was walking and I, like, tripped and fell, and Lily got out of my hand. And, but I mean, like I said, like, accidents can happen. But the differences with Lily is she might run, might not listen, which, like, I'm definitely, like, trying to train her to listen better. But, she's not going to attack anyone. And I'm like, I don't like it when there's a dog that will like is a mean sounding dog, and you can like just see and wants to attack. And like, I'm all for like getting the dog some help, getting like training and doing this and doing that before anything else. I mean, I feel horrible whenever like I hear stories that a dog would have to be euthanized because like I mean like in like a lot of cases, like yes, like it needs to be done, but like if you can like try to like get help. And a lot of accidents, like I mean especially like outside, would definitely like go down like if like I said you put a muzzle on it. And I just don't understand why you would want a dog like that anyhow. Like, if you have a dog that is mean and it will bite, it will, like, why would you want a dog like that? I mean, like, I don't know what it's like with in your house, or but like, to me it doesn't sound like it would be a lot of fun. In my opinion, I would just be like scared of the dog if the dog was like that. And I'm not sitting here saying, no, it's this breed of dog or that breed of dog. No, it's any dog, in my opinion. It's just bigger. The bigger the dog, obviously, the worse the bite or the attack is going to be. And like, there's like so many people out there that, oh, I hate like a yappy little Chihuahua, or I hate a yappy little like Yorkie. And that's what I have, a Yorkie. But like, in my opinion, I would much rather be walking by somebody with a dog that's like just barking at me. And yeah, you might be like, okay, just quiet. Like, I mean, I've seen with Lexi, and that's a Yorkie, and I'd be like, okay, like enough's enough, quit barking. But I would much rather have that than a dog like lunging at me, wanting to like rip me apart. And there's a few where I live that the dogs are like that. And like, I don't know. Like, in my opinion, I don't think a dog should be off leash. Or if you do have like one of the retractable leashes where like it can go like so far and you can like push a button on the handle and brings them back. I personally, I don't like them because I think they're too like bulky. The handle is. I'm not a fan of it, and I just am not a fan of it in the sense of, you might have a good dog that will listen and doesn't do anything, but you don't know what dog might come across, and before you can like retract or like run up to your dog, it could be too late. Like I mean, if you have that kind of leash, like I mean, I'm not criticizing it. Like if that's up to you, but like I'm just speaking on my behalf, and that's why I wouldn't want one. But like the one time, I don't know if I told on here before or not, but the one time we're walking, or my other dog Max, who had passed away, but we're walking him, and they just let the dog out of the house, and what's it do? It comes barging at him, and I think that's word barging, yeah. Comes running at us, and he got so scared because it came up behind him, and as like I'm trying to like, okay, come on, I had to end up picking him up because he somehow, and I still don't know how he did it, got was like starting to get out of his harness, and we were on a busy street. And like I turned and I said to the person, I'm like, what are you doing? You should have like even like have a hold of the collar or something. I said, my dog is loose and like could have escaped and gotten hit by a car. Like, I just don't understand why these people are just so free with their dogs like that. Like, I don't understand it. And, like, I mean, I don't know if I'm like old school or like I don't know what, but like, if you want your dog to run loose or run wherever, then my opinion is get a fenced in yard. I don't care if it's like a dog park or if it's a, and even at that, like a dog park, it like scares me that like I mean I don't think I have any around where I live, but like I still wouldn't take them just for the simple fact of like I've seen a lot of like horror stories where they're in like the little dogs running around playing and they're some bigger dog will attack them, and like in my opinion I think there should be, I mean there could be, I don't know, but there should be like limits like on the breeds of dogs. Like it should have like a dog park for like big dogs like a pit bull, German shepherd, Dalmatians, like those type, and then there should be ones for like the small dogs like Yorkies, Chihuahuas, like you know what I mean? Like it should be like the different size of dogs. Like I don't think it should be like big dogs and little dogs in my opinion. Um and like I said, like I'm not sitting here saying because you see like lots will, oh, all pit bulls are evil or they're all this and they're that. It's like no, not all of them are, because I mean I've seen like lots of them, and like I mean I've never really like been around any. Like that's just because like anyone I've known has never had one, but like I've seen like lots of them, and like you can tell they're such a gentle, like sweet dog. In my opinion, it's not the breed. I think it's more so like how they're raised, if that makes any sense. And just like I mean, I've seen like Yorkies and they're like quite snappy and they'll be whatever. And then I'll see like another Yorkie and they like you can pick them up. They're like a little stuffed toy. Like you know what I mean? I mean, like a lot of it, okay, like it could be the breed, it could be, but it's also how they are raised, in my opinion. Um, but like I know, like I'm not a professional like dog trainer or anything like that, like, and I'm not claiming to be at all. I'm just like this is all just my opinion, and I'm just so fed up with seeing like so many horrible stories where like people are walking and these loose dogs come running up and they grab the little dog, or they the bigger dog even, or like they grab at it like a kid. It's like have your dog on a leash. I don't care where you are, I don't care how well trained you think your dog is. I mean they're animals. Bottom line, they're animals. And I like in my opinion, I mean I can't predict like even that well behaved dog that they're not gonna like see something and what like dart down the road for it. I mean they could see like a squirrel or they could see a cat or a rabbit, or and they start chasing it, and then what? Like you know what I mean? And like it doesn't hurt the dog to be on a harness. In fact, you're like I don't know, like I don't know how to make sense of it, and I'm just so tired of seeing these stories and seeing like so many people that are just heartbroken because all they were doing was outside walking their dog, and a dog comes out of nowhere. And I mean, I've said it before on here, I we were attacked by a dog, and I mean it was on leash, but somehow again they dropped it. And see, if the dog had a muzzle on it, because like it obviously was an aggressive dog, if it was muzzled, then we would not have been attacked. And Lexi, the little Yorkie laying right there, the dog was coming right at her, and it would have like bit her head off if my cousin didn't grab her and pick her up when he did. And yes, he got bit because he picked her up, but like he said himself, I would do it all over in a heartbeat because he saved her life. And the dog was coming at her and was going to bite her head. And the size of the dog, she would have been gone. And it all would have been if the owner had to put a muzzle on the dog. Like, you know your dog better than anybody else can. And if you think for 1 second that your dog might be like that, if you're outside, put a muzzle on it. I don't care what breed your dog is. I don't care the size of your dog. If your dog can easily hurt another animal or a person or worse, put a muzzle on it. That that would save a lot of problem. And like people like don't like be so, I don't know even the word to say. Like, just, I don't know. Like, I mean, I've been rambling for 17 minutes about this, but like, like I said, like, just get your dog into training, um, and also like, just be respectful for other animals and other people around. Because I mean, like it happened the one time, and we're walking. I don't know if I ever said this on here, but we're walking, and the guy comes up with the dog and was shoving it at my Yorkie, shoving the dog up in her face. And I said, like, back off, what are you doing? Because she was like terrified because the dog was big. And I don't know if I like really trusted the dog like that. I don't know, like, to me, but like I didn't really trust it, like. And he thought it was funny, and then he even threatened to let his dog go to unalive my dog. Like, I don't I don't understand these people. Like, why do you get a dog and then you act like it's a game, or act like it's something funny if your dog attacks another dog, or if you're scaring the other dog with, you know what I mean? Like, it's not funny, and it's cruel to the other people and to your dog. And why are you putting your dog up in another dog's face? What if I had a dog that it, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand like why people do this, and it just doesn't make sense. And I mean, I know people aren't going to change. They're still going to let their dogs run free and whatever, but yeah, it's just my opinion. Um, so I don't know if anybody else would agree with me, but like, I'm not. I mean, I'm a dog lover, and yes, I am. Or I should say animal lover, but I'm talking about dogs right now. But like, I mean, I just, I, like I said, I've seen and heard so many stories of like a dog will like run out of the car and like go across the street and they get hit by a car, or they, and like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But like, I know where I'm from, there are laws where you're supposed to have your dogs tied up and stuff like that. And yeah, but and like I said, I'm not saying all dogs need to be on a muzzle, because no, they don't. But and that's another thing, like, don't stand there if second here, like, don't stand there, and if you're, I'm interrupting her nap right now, if you're, what was I saying, if you're like out walking a dog, and like you see somebody like taking their dog, and they're like going the opposite way, or they're like trying to move away from you, don't push your dog up to the like that dog, because you don't know what that dog is like. They might react bad, or they might like, just, you would save a whole lot of issues. And I know, like, with my dogs, in fact, they're both right there. Like, with them, like, I can tell, like, if they want to go and see another dog. And that's another, like, if you can, like, try to, like, read your dog's body language, because, like I said, you know your dog. Um, if I see them, like, kind of, like, wagging their tail and, like, trying to, like, go to the dog, and even at that, I don't, like, force it. I'll, like, ask to make sure it's okay, because, I mean, I don't want people forcing their dog, like, at them. Um, if, like, they're fine with it, and my dogs are good, and their dog's fine, then I'll, like, slowly go up. And even dogs, like, they have met before, and will, like, kind of, like, play around as they're, like, outside on their walk. I've seen different times, like, I don't even, like, go up to them, because they don't really want to. They just want to keep walking. And I'm respecting that, because they know what they want. If they don't want to go up to a dog, even if it's a dog that they know, I'm not going to force it. Because if you're forcing your dog up to another dog, it's a very good chance that something might happen. You know what I mean? So, like I said, like, again, definitely, like, if you think your dog needs training, and like go to a professional, like, of course. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. And yeah, talk to you guys next time. Like and subscribe. Bye.